Hey, what's up, Facebook friends? I have been getting a lot of questions messaged to me this week, the past couple of days, about my little 3-day refresh that I started out doing on Monday. I have shared a couple of my recipes. I've shown you what I'm eating and drinking, and I've talked about how I have felt so far. And I figured, since I had a couple people asking me the same kinds of questions, that I wrote them down on a post-it note, and I figured I would do this little video, and that way people could hear the answers and decide if it's something you want to try out or not. So the first question that I've been getting is why? Why did I do the 3-day refresh? This is not the first time that I've done this. This is probably the third or the fourth time that I've done it. I kind of do it every couple months, typically after the holidays, or maybe after a, hi mom, you're a 3-day refresh, or you can answer these questions too. So I've done these after vacations or trips, or any time where I'm just feeling kind of funky and I've been eating not exactly on plan. I have done the refresh. So my reason is because I want to feel better, and I haven't been eating as appropriately or as I really want to, and my body is not feeling very good. So that's why I do the 3-day refresh, because it just makes me feel better. Second question is, most frequently asked question, am I going to the bathroom all the time? Yes and no. So I'm sure you're thinking that you're doing this and you have to drink something called a fiber sweep and you're probably going to be running to the bathroom all the time. The answer is no. It doesn't work like that. It's not like a laxative or anything like that. I do go to the bathroom a lot, but it's because I'm peeing, because I'm drinking so much liquid. So I typically drink half my body weight in ounces of water every day anyway, but when I'm on the refresh, I drink a little bit more, just because you want your body just to have that extra water to flush all the bad stuff out you. So I'm peeing a lot. Number two, no, it's not like that. That's why you don't have to worry about, when during the week you do this, you don't have to be home for 3 days. It's not like that. I've been to work 2 of the 3 days this week, and it's perfectly fine. You're totally cool. So hopefully that answers your questions about how often you're going to the bathroom. What am I eating? So the 3-day refresh is a plan, and it comes in your little book, and it tells you exactly what you're supposed to eat. You are eating lots of veggies, you're eating fruit, you're drinking water, and you're drinking shakes. You also get to eat healthy fats. So there's hummus, there's avocado, there's coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil when you're cooking something. So you get a variety. Things that you're not allowed to eat, it's easy. No meat, no dairy, no sugar, and no carbs. So you just follow what's in the book. It's so simple. Like, this is the easiest meal plan there actually is to follow if you're just starting out for something new. So the foods are pretty simple. Veggies, fruits, a couple healthy fats, and I just shared your video. Let them know. Oh, thanks mom. Thank you for sharing my video. So what am I going to eat on day 4, 5, 6, and 7? Well, I'm going to go back to the way that I was eating before, or supposed to be eating before. I'm going back to my regular meal plan, but I'm not going to go back to it immediately because I haven't been on a lot of these foods for a couple of days. Hey girl, you are catching me. Yay. Because I haven't been eating specific food groups for a couple of days, I've been getting all of my protein from Shakeology and the Vanilla Fresh shake that comes with the refresh. I don't want to immediately go and have a steak or something, really heavy like that. So tomorrow I'm going to be having some fish with my dinner as a protein option. I'm going to have hard-boiled eggs with fruit, and I'll slowly introduce carbs. So I'll have a little portion of steel-cut oats with some cinnamon and a little bit of coconut oil. In addition to the regular veggies and fruits that I'm already eating, I'm just going to try to ease back into things. And I also have prepped a Mediterranean beets recipe that I'm going to roast up for dinner. So that's going to be pretty good. And that's what I'll eat tomorrow. Someone else asked me, yes, I have it on here, gas. So when you are not used to eating a lot of fiber and veggies like this, your body can get a little bloated and it can get uncomfortable. The nice thing about the book is it identifies, so if you're not sure, if you don't know which veggies are the gas producing ones, not everyone does, it's cool. The book actually tells you which ones to avoid and which ones to eat more of, and that is very helpful, I think. So I did stick to the low gas producing vegetables just because who wants to be all gassy and bloated? Who wants to take that chance? So I did, and it was totally cool. So I ate things like cucumbers and celery, kale, green beans, and carrots. So that's kind of what my veggie groups were. And last night I had a really delicious stir fry for dinner, and it was peppers and green beans, and it was really, actually, it was very, very yummy. It had ginger on it too. So if you guys are interested in that, that's something that you can have. Tonight for dinner, I'll be having the shake. So you get to have a shake for dinner, and then you get a vegetable side dish. So it's a big serving of vegetables, and tonight I'm having lemony green beans, and I will have the optional vegetable broth soup. I like it. So I eat the optional soup because I am still working out and doing my heavy workouts. So even though it's not a lot of calories, it's something to me. Thanks, Jody. I try to be honest. It is what it is, you know, gas and going to the bathroom, just trying to be real here. So that's what I do for dinner. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to share. So I do have a couple tips. What I do, because this is calorie restrictive, so you might be used to eating like 12 to 1500 calories a day. That's the bracket that I'm in. And when you go to something like this, it's about 1,000 depending on what you're picking. So it can be a little bit of a shift for you. I don't feel hungry. I'm not starving, but you tend to think about eating more often because you do have to space your meals out. So it will tell you in the book when you eat your lunch, you get an afternoon snack, but don't eat your afternoon snack for at least an hour after you eat your lunch, or at least, you know, an hour after you have the optional afternoon tea. So you do have to be more mindful of it. And the nice thing about that is it has made me acutely aware of my triggers. So late afternoon at work, after I would finish my lunch, I typically would have 3 Hershey Kisses. For real. 3 Hershey Kisses. I always do. I've always been like that ever since I became a working human adult and had an office. I don't know why. 3 is the magic number. That's what I limit myself to. And so in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, it's a habit. But when you're on the 3 days, you become so aware of it that you have to stop yourself from reaching into the drawer and eating those. I have not cheated, not even once, on this refresh. So that's the nice thing. And at night, after dinner, and after Sophie goes to bed, Mark and I would typically have a snack because we stay up late, we work from about 9:30 to sometimes like midnight, and we would always have a little snack. So I always have a cup of tea, but I would have like some cookies that I would make, or a muffin, or a treat bar, or something like that. So at nighttime is when I also noticed that I was having a little bit of, you know, that habit of wanting to go into the kitchen. And that's why I really like the refresh, because I can reset myself and say, to, you know, not to go in there, to find something else to do to keep myself busy. So I guess my roundabout way for my tip is I actually started eating my meals later and spacing them farther apart during the day. So for the last 3 days, I've been eating dinner around like 7:30, because then by the time I'm finished, we go right to get Sophie to bed, and it's later and I'm full from dinner. And I don't feel the immediate need to go into the kitchen as I do when I eat at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm hungry again because it's been like 4.5 hours and I'm ready to eat again. So just kind of spacing my meals out longer, which meant I had my afternoon snack at like 4 o'clock, or between 4 and 4:30 on my way home. And I was eating lunch later at like 1:30. And it wasn't hard. So I already said, like, the amount of food that I'm eating was a little bit less, but it wasn't that much more difficult to just space my meals out. Again, I'm not hungry. I'm just drinking water. If I feel like I am hungry, I'll drink more water, and that typically has satisfied the craving. Or I found this really delicious tea. It's like ginger peach. It's ginger peach. I posted it yesterday. So I posted it on my page, and it's amazing. It is so tasty, and it smells so good, and I've been drinking that 3 times a day, and I feel like that's been helping too. So I think I answered everything on the refresh. One person did ask me what I was going to reward myself with tomorrow. Nothing. I mean, I did this for me. This is the reward. My pants feel better. I'm down a couple of pounds, which is what was supposed to happen. I gained a few pounds over the past couple of weeks, and I know my freaking pants started to not like fit as good anymore. So that's what happened from just little snacking things here and there. It added up. That extra sugar that I was putting in me added up, and it was getting uncomfortable in my clothes. So I needed to do something to like stop the hemorrhaging, and that's what I did. So this is the reward. So I'm not going to go drive through anywhere. Apparently Sophie went to the mall today and brought home some Auntie Anne, like little cinnamon pretzel thingies. So I will not be indulging on those. And that's kind of it. The refresh is my reward. Feeling better is my reward. My pants not suffocating me is my reward. So that's kind of what I'm doing here on the refresh. And if you're catching the end of it and you want to hear about my refresh journey, my tips, the good, the bad, the gas, you can just kind of replay it from the beginning. I hope this helps. I really do, like to share what's going on with me. I like to be informative. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I've already been asked a million questions. These were the most popular ones that I could answer tonight while Sophie is at dance. And if you have any more, just let me know. I am always happy to answer them. I will see you later. I gotta go pick up my little dancer tonight, and I already feel guilty because I forgot her tap shoes. So guilty mom fail tonight. But I was able to give you guys some information on the refresh. Have a good night, everyone, and I'll talk to you later.